It's the OCGFAM show. Today we're talking about alkalinity. It's a hot topic. Hey there! Bob from Oregon's Constant Gardener. Welcome to the OCGFAM show to you, my YouTube buddies. What's going on? Let me know in the comments down there and we'll talk about it. And speaking of the comments, tons of talk in the comments and on the Nectar Fam forums all over the fruited plain about alkalinity. It's a big topic. It's an opportunity for some and also a solution to some issues for others. For a few people, it's a real big godsend as far as like fixing some things. For everyone else, it's kind of a way to really maybe understand this process a little better, work on yield, those sorts of things. So we've been talking about it a lot, but it's still in the kind of the infant stages of figuring this thing out. And so I've got a clip today from when we did the last viewer questions episode of Scott and I talking about it that kind of gives you a kind of a basic of it and a kind of a state of the union of where we're at with it so we can go forward from there. And I want you to watch this with the intention of thinking of questions, comments you might have so we can discuss this further, expand upon it, answer those questions. And then next week we're going to dig into the pig farmer video as far as taking some clips out of that to discuss some very smaller portions of the issue. And then hopefully later in the week, or definitely the next week after that, we're going to have a viewer questions episode with Scott, a new viewer questions, talking about your questions about this or any other topics. So a little long-winded there. Watch the clip and I'll talk to you after. Dwight Golson, what is the ideal alkalinity range your water should be?
That's a great question because we're still learning. I mean, even pig right now at 120 is still going from starting at 7.0 slurries at the beginning of veg in the potting soil that we produce for him. By mid-bloom, he's still getting down to about 6162, so he's still throwing in a little bit of Calpril into his potting mix to keep the alkalinity up. And that's at 120 parts per million. So what we're going to do is take him up to 130 and see where we're at on maintaining the soil level. But right now we're seeing anywhere, people that were at 20 or 30, that go to 100 or 120, night and day. I mean, they're like, that is the answer.
Okay.
Right now, our target that we've been all looking for is about 120.
Okay.
Because that's where we've seen like massive yield increases. But that's, I mean, we're still shooting in the dark.
I got you. So that's the current answer is around 120.
You're not going to be mad at 120.
And do you suspect when you get to the end of this that there'll be a range and then some are better, different plants will be different things and stuff like that?
Yeah.
But that's as good as you can tell anyone is 120.
That's going to be, you're going to see your best results right now at 120, as far as we know. But we're still, I mean, we're hoping to do some more videos with Pig up at his space, answering more questions and then talking to him, and also, you know, we'll get some links to another gentleman on Facebook up today, on this video, just showing a few videos that he's been doing some home experiments on different things like getting water to accept calcite better, alkalinity better through CO2 exchange or carbonic acids, and so there's a lot more to it. I mean, there's a lot more to it, and we apologize. We'd love to. We don't have a solution for you until. We just don't want to tell you a whole lot about it or go too deep into it because it could just become more and more confusing.
But what's been out there already is useful, and what's beyond that may go one way or another, so we'll just not talk about that.
Well, and that's it. I've seen a few questions on a few of your videos last week were like, well, if I don't have alkaline water, then there's no point in running nectar. And it's like, well, that's not true. I've had guys who've been running nectar for 12 years, no problems. They just have constant battles with pH in their soil. What we're trying to educate people is, hey, if we fix your water alkalinity, we don't have to fix your soil pH issues that you will have. If you do have soil pH issues, there's easy ways to fix that through these prilled or pelleted limestone products that are around the country. And we want to give you these answers, but we also don't want to give you a bunch of crap information so you're running out there buying 72 different things around the country to find out you just needed one or two things to make your grow work. There's 100 ways to make this alkalinity thing work, but it's not going to be just a cookie cutter thing for every single house. If your water's 6.1 coming out of the tap, you don't need half the things we're going to talk about. You need the alkalinity charger. If your water is 7.9 coming out of the tap, the calcite charger is not going to work for you because your water's too high or too base. It's not going to absorb the alkalinity off of the medium, the calcite. So we need to react your water to get the pH lower to make that calcite reaction work and turn carbonates into bicarbonates. So more to talk about. And, you know, I feel if we do a whole show in a platform, all about alkalinity in a space all about alkalinity with a guy who's doing nothing but alkalinity, I think that's going to give us a lot more solid knowledge and a base to kind of jump off of. So stay tuned again. Sorry, it's such an annoying show.
Well,
all we do is promise you alkalinity conversations, then we don't give them to you.
Kind of. But like, the video that you did with Pig, I was going to make a clip show out of that, but the clip would have been the whole thing.
Well, that's it's a hard one because it was a good show.
Well, we're still at the start of it, though, it feels like, to where there's not any nuance to it because we haven't even figured out what the thing is exactly.
Well, I mean, and that's it, is we know what the thing is exactly. The downfall is we don't know how to make every house in America have the exact same results from doing
they're coming from different sides of it.
Well, we are. That's the problem. Right now, if you're in Michigan, again, I'll just keep saying Thug Pug because their alkalinity in that region of Michigan is perfect coming out of tap. Their grows are perfect in their grows because they are gifted amazing water. Now, you go into... even like Wisconsin, or you go down into Illinois or some places in Missouri, your water just doesn't have it. You're not on calcite beds. You don't have carbonates that it's running through. So you have to start from pretty much scratch on some level. So it's not a recipe. It's you have to think about, it's a concept that you have to kind of push through. And it really just, if you study reef tanks, the solutions are all there. But, we don't want everybody having to chase down saltwater reef tank knowledge to try to figure out how to add calcite to water. We just want to give you the simple solutions, and it's either going to be a CO2 reactor or a calcite reactor. But something has got to happen to make the alkalinity more available.
Okay. What do you think of that? Informative, entertaining, helpful? Did we make any questions in your mind? Things you want to talk about? Put them in the comments and we'll talk about that. And then we'll dig into this a lot deeper next week. I love you. I'll see you then. The OCG Fam Show. It's pretty good. It happens every day. It's the OCG Fam Show. See you on Monday.